Chapter 3 George and the Shells. Let's have a fun start. Look at the picture of the beach. Name the objects you see in the picture and their colors. Look at some more shells. Tick the ones you have seen. Now let's get into our story. George loves shells. He loves the red shell the most. He also collects shells which are yellow, blue and pink. George loves shells which are orange and purple too. George walks on the beach near his house. The signboard on the beach says, "Do not take shells." However, George loves to collect shells and put them in a jar in his house. He loves seeing them on his shelf. He collects shells whenever he visits the beach. One day, George goes to the beach with a bucket. He wants to collect more shells. Suddenly, he stops. Shh! Look at the shells on the beach. A mermaid is touching all the shells. All the shells have turned grey. The sand and the rocks are grey as well. George, oh no! The beach is grey. The sand, shells and the rocks are all grey. George is very sad and also afraid. He doesn't know what has happened. He started crying. Suddenly, he hears a voice. The voice says, "Why are you crying, little boy?" George sees a sad-looking mermaid. The mermaid is not smiling. George says, "I don't like this grey beach. I want my colorful shells back." Mermaid says, "The shells have become grey so that you don't collect them." George says, "I collect them because I like them." Then the mermaid says, "They look better if you don't take them. Other people like to see them too." George said, "I want my colorful shells back, dear mermaid. Please." Then the mermaid said, "Will you promise never to collect the shells again?" George said, "I promise, I promise." Then the mermaid said, "All right then, the colors will be back soon." George's mother said, "George." George gets up and it's morning. George's mother said, "Let's go to the beach. There are so many pretty shells." George still loves shells, but now he doesn't collect them. He looks at them and feels happy. He remembers his promise. George wants the shells to stay on the sand and sparkle. Now, let's look at some grammar adventures. Article. An article is a word that comes before a noun to show whether it's specific or general. Example: a, and, the. Read the following sentences. Raj is a gatekeeper. Ravi is an artist. Radha works at a park. She keeps the park clean. We use a before a consonant sound and an before a vowel sound. Vowel sounds are the sounds that the letters A, E, I, O, U make. We use the before the names of things we already know.